Most people believe that physical attraction or intimacy is the fastest way to build love. But real emotional attachment doesn't begin in the body, it begins in the mind and heart. There is one powerful emotion that creates deep connection, loyalty, and genuine affection far faster than physical intimacy ever could. Understanding this emotion changes how love is formed and why some connections feel instant yet lasting. Love grows fastest when emotional safety is present. More powerful than physical attraction is the feeling of being deeply understood. When a man feels understood, walls come down without force. There is no need to impress, compete, or hide parts of the self. Thoughts, emotions, insecurities, and dreams are met with acceptance rather than judgment, and that experience creates an immediate sense of connection. Being understood creates calm in the mind. Calm creates trust. Trust opens the door to emotional attachment. This process happens quietly, but its impact is intense. When emotions are acknowledged and feelings are taken seriously, value is created. Feeling valued is far more addictive than desire because it touches identity, not just attraction. Physical intimacy can create excitement, but excitement is temporary. Emotional understanding creates safety, and safety allows vulnerability. Vulnerability builds closeness. When someone listens without interrupting, validates emotions without minimizing them, and responds with empathy rather than solutions, emotional bonding accelerates naturally. This is why conversations matter more than appearance. This is why emotional presence outweighs physical availability. Feeling seen and heard creates a space where affection can grow without pressure. In that space, attachment forms because there is freedom to be authentic. Respect plays a major role in this emotion. When opinions are respected and emotions are not dismissed, confidence in the connection increases. Appreciation reinforces that bond, making the connection feel rare and meaningful. Emotional understanding also creates consistency. Consistency creates reliability, and reliability creates emotional security. Over time, that security becomes associated with comfort, peace, and desire for closeness. Attraction deepens not because of intensity, but because of emotional ease. The mind remembers how it feels to be understood. That feeling becomes magnetic, pulling attention, emotional investment, and care toward the source of that understanding, shaping attachment through connection rather than chemistry. Feeling understood creates emotional bonding at a speed that surprises most people. When thoughts and emotions are received without judgment, the nervous system relaxes. There is no need to explain, defend, or translate feelings. This emotional ease allows connection to form naturally and deeply. Being understood signals acceptance. Acceptance removes fear of rejection. When fear disappears, openness increases. Openness leads to emotional sharing, and emotional sharing strengthens attachment. This process does not require grand gestures or intense romance. It begins in small moments of listening, remembering details, and responding with empathy. When emotions are reflected back accurately, a sense of recognition forms. It feels like being seen clearly rather than being evaluated. That recognition builds emotional resonance, where both sides feel aligned rather than disconnected. Emotional bonding accelerates because there is no resistance in communication. Understanding also creates emotional validation. Feelings are not corrected or minimized. They are acknowledged as real and important. Validation builds confidence in the connection and encourages deeper emotional investment. Over time, this creates a shared emotional language that strengthens intimacy. Consistency plays an important role. When understanding is repeated, it becomes predictable. predictability builds trust. Trust allows emotional reliance. Emotional reliance strengthens bonding far beyond physical attraction because it becomes associated with safety and comfort. This type of bonding grows in conversations where listening is prioritized over advice. It grows when emotions are allowed to exist without being rushed or fixed. It grows when silence feels comfortable rather than awkward. Emotional bonding formed through understanding feels stable rather than intense. It does not overwhelm, but it anchors. That anchoring creates loyalty, attachment, and desire for closeness because the connection feels emotionally nourishing and secure. The mind associates understanding with relief, warmth, and belonging, and those feelings quietly strengthen emotional bonds through repeated moments of genuine connection. Respect and appreciation create a powerful emotional shift that turns attraction into attachment. When a man feels respected, it affirms worth beyond appearance or achievement. Respect communicates that opinions matter, boundaries are acknowledged, and individuality is valued. This creates a sense of dignity within the connection, which strengthens emotional investment. Appreciation deepens this effect. Genuine appreciation recognizes effort, intention, and character, not just results. When actions are noticed and valued, it builds emotional reinforcement. The mind begins to associate the connection with validation and encouragement rather than pressure or criticism. Respect reduces emotional tension. There is no need to prove strength, dominance, or success. Emotional energy is conserved rather than spent on performance. This creates comfort, and comfort allows closeness to grow naturally. When appreciation is expressed consistently, it becomes emotionally grounding. This combination encourages openness. Thoughts are shared more freely when there is no fear of being dismissed. Emotions surface without defensiveness. That openness strengthens trust, and trust deepens attachment. Over time, respect becomes a stabilizing force that anchors the connection during stress or conflict. Appreciation also reinforces positive behavior. When kindness, effort, and honesty are acknowledged, they are repeated. This creates a cycle of emotional generosity that strengthens long-term bonding. The connection begins to feel mutually supportive rather than emotionally draining. Respect communicates emotional maturity. It signals safety without control. Appreciation signals warmth without dependence. Together, they create balance. This balance allows affection to grow steadily rather than intensely, making the attachment resilient instead of fragile. Long-term emotional attachment is not built through excitement alone. It is built through feeling valued in everyday moments. When respect and appreciation are present, emotional investment increases quietly, shaping a connection that feels steady, affirming, and emotionally rewarding over time. Consistent emotional connection creates a sense of stability that deepens attachment over time. When emotional presence is reliable, the connection feels safe rather than uncertain. There is no confusion about where things stand emotionally, and that clarity allows feelings to grow without anxiety. Consistency builds trust through repetition. When words align with actions and emotional responses remain steady, the mind relaxes. Emotional predictability reduces fear of disappointment or abandonment. This security encourages emotional openness and deeper investment. Regular emotional engagement strengthens familiarity. Familiarity creates comfort, and comfort allows vulnerability. Vulnerability leads to closeness, not through intensity but through emotional availability. Small moments of checking in, remembering details, and offering emotional support compound into meaningful attachment. Consistency also reduces emotional stress. There is no need to question intentions or interpret mixed signals. Emotional energy is preserved, making the connection feel effortless. This ease becomes attractive because it contrasts with relationships filled with uncertainty or emotional fluctuation. Emotional consistency reinforces identity within the connection. Feelings are recognized and validated repeatedly, creating emotional continuity. Over time, this continuity builds a shared emotional rhythm that feels grounding and dependable. During challenges or disagreements, consistency becomes especially powerful. Emotional steadiness provides reassurance even in conflict. This strengthens trust and reinforces the sense that the connection can withstand difficulty. Consistent emotional connection fosters emotional intimacy without pressure. There is space for growth, change, and imperfection. Attachment forms because emotional needs are met regularly rather than sporadically. The mind associates consistency with reliability and safety. That association deepens emotional attachment quietly, allowing affection and commitment to grow naturally through repeated experiences of emotional presence. Emotional validation transforms attraction into meaningful attachment. When emotions are acknowledged without dismissal, a deep sense of connection forms. Validation communicates that feelings are real, important, and worthy of attention. This creates emotional comfort that strengthens bonding far beyond physical chemistry. Being emotionally validated reduces internal conflict. There is no need to suppress emotions or question reactions. Emotional clarity replaces confusion. This clarity allows emotional expression to flow naturally, deepening trust within the connection. Validation also encourages emotional honesty. When feelings are accepted without judgment, openness increases. Thoughts and emotions are shared without fear of being misunderstood or criticized. This openness builds intimacy that feels genuine rather than forced. When emotional responses are met with understanding, self-worth is reinforced. Feeling emotionally accepted strengthens confidence within the connection. That confidence reduces defensiveness and allows vulnerability to feel safe. Emotional validation strengthens long-term attachment by creating emotional safety. Safety allows emotional investment without hesitation. Over time, the connection becomes associated with comfort, understanding, and reassurance. Validation also improves communication. Emotions are discussed rather than avoided. Misunderstandings are addressed with empathy instead of conflict. This emotional responsiveness creates harmony within the connection. Repeated emotional validation builds emotional memory. The mind remembers how it feels to be emotionally supported. That memory strengthens attachment because it associates the connection with relief and emotional nourishment. Emotional validation makes attraction meaningful by anchoring it in understanding rather than intensity. The connection deepens not through excitement, but through emotional security and mutual respect, allowing attachment to grow steadily and authentically